Hello students, welcome back to Nagesh Karasgi Orchid channel. I am Veena teacher teaching you 3rd standard science. What we have studied in our last session students? Yes, we have studied about our 3rd chapter rocks and soil. We have completed through the activities point wise everything we have covered. Now it's time to open your canopy. Everyone open your canopy. Now what I'll do, I'll play the audio of canopy. What you are going to do? You have to keep your finger on each and every word. Okay? Shall we start? Yes. Open your canopy, page number 16. Let us start our audio.
Rocks and soil. Learning objectives. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to describe how soil is formed from rocks. Describe what soil is made up of. Compare different types of soil. Explain why soil is important. Mind opener. Collect rocks from different places. Note their color and smoothness. Look at the rocks through a magnifying glass. Can you see small grains of different colors in the rocks? Collect soil from a garden, a beach, a riverbank, and a playground. Compare the colors. Look at the particles that make up the soil. Do you find any difference? Do they feel different in your hands? Rocks. The earth is made up of rocks and soil. Rocks are made up of tiny grains called minerals. Some rocks are made up of only one mineral. Others are made up of several minerals. Some rocks are very hard. Diamond is the hardest rock. Granite is also very hard. Some rocks are not so hard. Coal is not very hard. Chalk is a soft rock. It breaks easily. Soil. A long time back, there were only rocks on the earth. The action of sunlight, water and wind, and changes in weather broke the rocks into smaller and smaller pieces. Over many years, these rocks broke into very small pieces to form soil. When plants and animals die, they rot and mix with the soil. Thus, soil is made up of two main parts: tiny pieces of rocks and rotted pieces of dead plants and animals. Rotted plants and animals are called humus. Humus is dark brown or black in color. It is good for the healthy growth of plants. Soils collected from different places have different colors. Some are light brown and some are dark brown. In some places, the soil is red. These soils also feel different. They are different because they are made from different rocks. In the activity, you notice that small stones called gravel settle at the bottom. Above the gravel is a layer of soil containing large particles. These are sand particles. You can see the particles separately. Above the sand, you can see a layer of soil containing very fine particles. You cannot see the particles separately. This is a layer of clay. Floating on top of the water are dark brown pieces of humus. There are spaces between the soil particles. These spaces are filled with water and air. Types of soil. Have you seen a potter make pots? The soil that is used to make pots is soft and can be easily made into any shape. The soil contains tiny particles and is smooth to the touch. It mostly contains clay. Such soil is called clayey soil. The soil particles in clayey soil do not have large spaces between them. There is not much air in the soil. Water cannot go through the soil easily. The soil therefore holds a lot of water and is sticky. Plant roots need both air and water for the plant to grow. Therefore, most plants cannot grow well in clayey soil. Have you been to the beach? Playing with sand is a lot of fun. It feels rough and loose. Soil which contains a lot of sand is called sandy soil. Sandy soil has large particles with lots of spaces between them. Water goes through these spaces very easily. Therefore, sandy soil cannot hold much water. Very few plants can grow in sandy soil. Loam is a mixture of sand and clay. It can hold both water and air. Loamy soil also has humus in it. Most plants grow well in loamy soil. The importance of soil. Plants grow in soil. They take water and minerals from the soil. Thus, soil provides us with food. Different plants grow well in different types of soil. Rice grows well in clayey soil, whereas bajra grows well in sandy soil. Most plants grow well in loamy soil. Manures and fertilizers are added to soil to make it rich and fertile. Plants can then grow better and give a greater yield. Some animals like earthworms, rabbits and moles burrow and live in the soil. We also use things from the soil to build our houses. We make cement, bricks and glass from soil.
So here we have completed our reading chapter number 3. Now it's time to solve our exercise. Okay, open the page number 21. Exercise. In that 3 questions we are going to solve here. Okay, what is the first question? Multiple choice question. In that first one, which is the hardest rock? Yes students. And what are the options they are given? Diamond, granite, coal and chalk. Let us discuss one by one. Diamond. As you know everyone, we have learned in the last session, diamond is the hardest rock. Yes, diamond is the hardest rock. So, granite also very hard, but hardest rock is diamond. What about coal? Coal is not very hard. And what about chalk? Chalk is very soft rock. It can break easily. So, these 3 options are not correct for this question. Which is the correct answer? Diamond is the correct option. Understood? Diamond is the hardest rock. Tick everyone. Okay. We'll move to the second question. Which soil is used to make pots? Yes. Do you remember? We have seen the potter picture. How we make the pot? With the help of clay soil. And clay soil is very soft, sticky. So that's why he can make easily any shape. He can give any shape to that soil, that pot. So which soil is correct here? See, sandy soil, loamy soil, clayey soil and humus. Yes, which is correct? Clay soil. The option is C. C is the correct answer. Okay? Understood? We'll move to the third question. What is the third question? Which soil is used to grow bajra? Yes, do you remember just now we have read in the textbook, bajra grow in sandy soil. Okay? Option A is the correct answer. They are given 4 options: sandy, clay, humus and loamy. But in sandy soil, bajra grow well. Okay. Now we'll move to the fourth question. What do we add to soil to make it more fertile? The options are water, manure, clay, gravel. Now just think water. Of course, water is required to soil, no doubt. But what is the question? What do we add to soil? To soil to make it more fertile. Manures, clay and gravel. Just think about gravel. Gravel is small stones. Okay, so we will not add, already it is there in the soil. Clay. Clay is a one type of soil. So what is remaining? Manure. We add manure to the soils to make it more fertile. So B option is correct answer for this question. Understood? Shall we move to the fifth question? Let us. Which of these animals lives in a soil? See, soil is very important for human as well as for animals also. How for animals? Because some animals live in a soil. We have studied. Yes. So the options are, now we have to find out, they are given 4 animals name. We have to find out in this which animal live in a soil. Butterfly. Think about butterfly. Did you see butterfly in soil? No. Butterfly. Where did you see the butterfly? On flower. Yes. Rabbit. What about rabbit? Yes. Rabbit live in a soil. And what about lion? Lion live in a den. You know. Elephant. What about elephant? Elephant live in a forest. So what is the correct answer? Rabbit. Rabbit lives in a soil. Okay. Now 5 questions are over. Now we will see the B question. What is the B question? Fill in the blanks. So in that, first question is, yeah, one by one we will solve now. What is the first question? Fill in the blanks. Rocks are made up of small grains called, yes, think and tell me everyone. Rocks are made up of small grains are called minerals. What is the mineral spelling? M-I-N-E-R-A-L-S. Minerals. Okay. Rocks are made up of small grain called minerals. Understood? We'll move to the next question. When rocks break up, dash dash is formed. We have seen the soil formation. When rocks breaks, it converts into soil. So answer is, when rocks break up, soil is formed. What is the soil spelling? S-O-I-L. Okay? Got it? We'll move to the third question. What is the third question? The dark brown or black part of soil is called. The dark brown or black part of soil is called, yes, just think. Yes, it is humus. What is the spelling of humus? H-U-M-U-S. Humus. Humus means rotted plant and animals are called humus. So that is, humus is in color of dark brown or black color. Okay? Understood? We'll move to the fourth question. Dash dash soil can hold air but cannot hold water. Just think, we have seen the different types of soil. Which soil can hold air but cannot hold water? Yes, see, it is sandy soil. Why? Because in sandy soil, you can see the large particles are there in the sandy soil. So through that large particles, the space is there between that particles. So this soil can hold the air, but due to that particle space, water cannot hold. Water will go till downside, okay, downward. So sandy soil cannot hold water, but it can hold air. Understood? What is the spelling of sandy? S-A-N-D-Y, sandy. Now we will see the fifth question. Rice grows well in dash dash soil. Now tell me, in which soil rice grows well? Yes, we have studied clay soil. I have shown you with the example also. Do you remember, students? Clay soil. What is the spelling of clay soil? C-L-A-Y-E-Y. Clay soil. Understood? Now let's move to the C question. What is the C question? Match the words in the two columns. They had given here two columns. Column A and column B. We have to match. Okay. See the first question. Gravel. Okay. Now let us see what are the options they had given and which is correct. First, rotted plants and animals. Just now we have studied rotted plant and animals are called humus. So this is not this answer. And second is made up of small stones. Yes. Gravel means small stones. Yes or no? We have studied in the in which layers of soil. We have seen in the layers of soil. I have explained you about the gravel. So now in column A, one answer in column B is B1. Okay, you have to match in this way. Next is humus. See, just now we have studied in the fill in the blanks also. Humus means rotted plant and animals. So just match second one to A option. Okay, clear till here? Yes. Shall we move to the next? Let us move. Third one is sand. Now let us see, two options are remaining. What is sand? Mixture of sand and clay? No. Particles can be seen separately. Yes. In sandy soil, particles are big particles are there, so we can see separately. But in clay soil, very tiny particles are there. We cannot see the clay soil particles. But in the sandy soil, we can see separately. So that is sandy soil. What about loam? Loam is a mixture of sand and clay. I have shown you with the picture. I hope everyone remember this. Okay. So today we have completed our third chapter here with the exercise question number A, B and C. Now what you are going to do? You have to read once again full chapter, third chapter, and underline the hard words, and again you are going to solve this exercise full by your own. Okay? Clear till here? Yes. Now today what we are going to do in next? So today we have completed our science first, second and third chapter. Okay, 3 chapters we have completed. On the basis of this 3 chapter, today we are going to see 5 different activities which is based on these 3 chapters only. Okay, are you interested for the activities? Yes, today we are going to see the enrichment activities. Okay, before that I would like to show you something. See, today what I brought for you to show. See what it is. Can you see which animal it is? Lion. Correct. What about this? Yes, students, see this? Which animal is this? Elephant. Correct. What about this? Goat. And what about this? Rabbit. Correct. What about this? Dog. I hope you are thinking, just now teacher said that activities we are going to do, and why teacher suddenly she is showing all the animals? Yes, you are thinking correct. Why I am showing this? Because our first activity is depending on the animals only. So I am showing you animals. Let us see the first activity. What is the first activity? List as many animals as you can. Has herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous in your notebooks. So your first activity is you are going to make in the same way one chart. Give the headlines herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. What you are going to do here, you have to list the animals which comes in herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. We have studied this in the chapter 1. Shall we revise once quickly? Yes, let us revise quickly. What is mean by herbivorous? Herbivorous means animals that eat only plant products are called herbivores. In short, plant eating animals. Okay, keep in your mind in short, plant eating animals. What about carnivorous? Animals that eat flesh of other animals are called carnivorous. In short, you can say flesh eating animals. Got it? Third, omnivorous. Omnivorous means what? Animals that eat plant as well as flesh of other animals are called omnivorous. In short, you can say plants eating and flesh eating animals. Understood till here? Now let me tell you how you are going to write. Now see this. This is what? Rabbit. What you are going to do? You just recall your memory. What are the domestic animals and what are the wild animals? Just recall your memory. Try to write as many as animals names in herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. Okay. Now rabbit. What rabbit eats? Yes. Carrot. Correct. What is carrot? Carrot is a plant product. So plant eating animals are called herbivorous. Correct. So I will write here rabbit in herbivorous. Okay. Now one more example for you. The lion. What lion eats? Lion eats flesh of other animals. So flesh eating animals are called carnivorous. So lion name will come in carnivorous. Do you remember? I said in our first chapter, you will be surprised to know the examples of omnivorous. Who are the examples of omnivorous? We humans are the examples of omnivorous. How? Because especially on Sunday at your home, everyone eats non-veg. Non-veg means like egg, chicken, mutton, fish, like these items you eat. Yes or no? Some they like to eat, some they do not like. Okay? And other days what we eat regularly, fruits, vegetables, dals, rice, everything. These all are plant product. And this egg, fish, mutton, chicken, these are flesh of other animals. So we humans are examples of omnivorous. So human will come in this column. Understood? In this way, you have to list as many animals in this column. Okay? Clear till here? Shall we move to the next activity? Yes, let us move. Yes. What is the next activity? Look at your teeth in the mirror. Feel the teeth at the back. They are flat and big. What are they used for? Feel the teeth in the front. Do you feel the different? The next time you eat, notice which teeth is used to bite and which one you use to chew. So, what you are going to do for this? Look at your teeth in the mirror. Take one mirror and just look at your mirror, your teeth. Just observe your teeth in the mirror. If you have small mirror, take one small mirror. Otherwise, go near cupboard. Cupboard is having mirror. So just observe in mirror. What you are going to observe? Your teeth. Feel the teeth that at the back. See, backside we are having teeth. So just observe the backside teeth. How they are? They are flat and big. Okay, just observe yourself. And what are they used for? Backside teeth. For what? They are asking. So feel the teeth in front. Observe the front side teeth. And do you feel the difference You have to think, you have to check that what is the difference between front side teeth and back side teeth. Okay, so the next time you eat, whatever you eat, notice teeth you use to bite and which you use to chew. See, whenever you take anything, just what you are going to do, you take any biscuit or apple, take in your hand, and first when you want to eat that, what you will do, first you will chew. How you will chew? With the help of front side teeth. And when you want to chew that, you will use your back side teeth to chew. Okay, this is just activity you are going to try at home. Okay, understood? We'll move to the third activity. Now see, what is the third activity? Think and write down 5 ways in which you can help to reduce, reuse and recycle plastics in your home. You have to write 5 ways how you can reduce, reuse and recycle plastic in your home. See, I will tell you in detail, but I had given you here picture in a short. See, instead of plastic bottles, what you will bring into school? You will bring plastic. If you want to drink water, you will drink with the help of plastic bottle. In this school, you bring plastics bottle. Instead of that, what you have to do? Bring steel bottle or copper bottle. Okay, so we can reduce using plastic in this way. Okay, so when you go for the shopping and all, so we get carry bags, yes or no, when we buy the dress and all. So we'll throw? No, mommy keeps properly at home, and whenever she says to go for any market or store to bring anything, so you will hold in hand anything? No. What you will ask? Give one bag or carry bag? You will ask, give one carry bag. So no, you should not use carry bag. Instead of that, use bag. Okay, like this bag you have to carry to market or to shop if you want to buy anything from the market. Okay, let me tell you in detail. Now, plastic is harmful for environment. Therefore, we should try and reduce, reuse and recycle plastic. Here are some ways to do this. Now, what is mean by reduce? How you can reduce? Use things made up of materials than plastic. What you have to do? You have to use more materials that are made of other than plastic. For example, use steel glasses to drink the water. What you have to do? Use steel glasses to drink the water instead of plastic bottles or plastic glass. And use a cloth bag when you go for the shopping. Okay, like this cloth bags you have to use when you go for the shopping. Okay, now what about reuse? Use plastic things again and again rather than throwing them away. What you will throw? For example, pen. This is the plastic pen. Okay, now once refill will finish, what you will do? You will throw this pen. This is plastic. This is very harmful for the environment. So instead of that, what you can do? Just buy the refill, throw the refill again if you buy new refill. So we can use this pen again. Okay, in this way you have to reuse again and again plastic things instead rather than throwing them away. And the third is recycle. Many plastics can be melted and made into new things. Sell or give old plastic items to a person who gets them recycled. For example, kabadi wala. See, on Sunday kabadi wala will come in your area, and why they will come? They want to take old things, old plastic items which are waste. So your mommy will sell to them plastic things. So instead of throwing them in the dustbin, just sell them. So what they will do? They will melt the plastic and they will reuse it. Understood? We'll move to the next activity. Our fourth activity. Draw a similar table in the notebook. write the material they are made from and sources of these materials. We have studied in the second chapter that now what you are going to do, wherever you are sitting, just observe around you. What are the things you are having around you? Write those things name and what material is used for those things and what is the sources. There are three sources. We get all these things. First is plants, second is animals, and third is earth. Now for example, this is what? Book. Okay. If I write here book in thing, okay, what material is used to make this book? You can see paper. So material is used paper. And what is the source? Yes, plant. We get paper from bamboo plant. Yes or no? So write in this way. Okay, understood? Now we will see our last activity, fifth one. Draw the pictures of different kinds of plants and write down the kinds of soil required for their growth. Okay, what you are going to do? You have to draw the picture of different kinds of plant. I had given one example. You can see a bajra is there. See, you like drawings, yes or no? So that's why I had given one activity about the drawing. Just draw, as you know, bajra plant in small, okay, this much plant, and write the name of that plant in this way, bajra, and write down the kind of soil required for the growth. So as we have studied in our third chapter that bajra grow well in sandy soil. So draw the bajra picture, write bajra name dash sandy soil. In same way, just draw some pictures of plants, write the name of that plant and write which soil is required for their growth. Understood everyone? Interesting activities na? I hope you like it. Yes. Now here we'll conclude our today's sessions. So do this activity at home. It is not compulsory to do today itself. Just take your own time to complete it. Okay? No worries at all. Take your own time. 15 days. After 15 days when we meet in our Google Meet, that time I will ask you these activities. Okay? Till that time, take care. Bye bye.